Welcome to the evening review. Tonight's discussion is centered around oil and gas, but before we go into that interview, please do take a look at today's front page. Welcome back to another edition of the Evening Review. My name is Ukhane Tlhache, and today's discussion is centered around a national SA competition. But before we get into the SA competition, I'd just like for the guests to introduce themselves. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. My name is Klaus Andresen. I work as a general manager of the company BW Kudu.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Ukhane and the viewers. My name is Manfred Mojwa. I work for Namcor, the National Oil Company of Namibia.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. My name is Jonas Samken. I work with the Ministry of Mines and Energy.
Thank you for taking the time to join us on the Evening Review to speak about the SA competition. Can you just tell us a bit more about the SA competition and what your respective roles would be of the organizations that you represent?
Yeah, well, the three of us, we do have three different roles. The ministry is a regulator. Namcor is handling the state participation in the sector, and I represent the private sector. But we have one thing in common, that we are here to progress the exploration and development of petroleum resources in Namibia. And the background for the essay competition is that we want to stimulate an interest among young learners in relevant subjects of science, for example, geology and geophysics and so on. We also want to stimulate their interest in the energy mix of this country. And of course, we want to profile our three organizations and the Kudu field that we are all working with.
Okay. Since it is a national SA competition, what format is the competition going to take firstly, and who is being targeted with this national SA competition?
Okay, thank you very much. The format, we have organized around that, over our discussions over the many months. We had agreed that 1,000-word write-up. That's one option. Alternative options is that learners are encouraged to send in video clips or podcasts, 2 minutes, not lasting more than 2 minutes. So all of this will then be collated and then reviewed, together. So that is the format. Yeah. Did you want to?
And then obviously, since it's three national partners, what role or what are three of the partners bringing to the table to the competition individually? And we'll perhaps start with you, sir.
Thank you. The three institutions, the Ministry of Mines and Energy being the regulator of the oil and gas industry, our role is in this essay competition is to give awareness to the public about our responsibility in this manner as a custodian of the petroleum sector, as well as to provide the public with the importance of the Kudu Gas project, which has been going on for quite a while, but we felt that few people know really what is the role it could play in the energy sector. So the stakeholder, which is Namcor and the BW Kudu, they are primarily the project owner. They play a bigger role for the essay competitions.
Before I get back to the essay competition, I just want to understand for the layperson what exactly the Kudu Power Project is, because we've been hearing about this project for a long time now. Sort of just to give members of the public that may not be well aware, what is the project specifically?
Yeah. Do you want to take that one?
Well, the Kudu gas field was discovered in 1974 by an American oil company called Chevron. But at the time, there was no market for natural gas. And of course, the increasing sanctions against the apartheid regime of South Africa also put a stop to a lot of offshore exploration or investments in Southern Africa. So this Kudu gas field lay untouched for very many years. A couple of companies have looked at it after independence, and we came in together with Namcor in 2017. There have been various ideas on how to use this gas, but the most likely solution will be for electricity production. The discussion has been then on how big should the power plant be, and where should the market be, and what type of support is required from government in this respect. So the most likely solution at the moment is a power plant of less than 500 megawatts aimed at the Namibian and very much so the South African electricity market. You might have seen from the media that the South Africa is struggling very badly with its electricity supply, and we think that a handshake from Namibia will be most welcome. At the same time as Namibia imports about 60% of the electricity we consume, it will actually help to ensure self-sustainability and independence for Namibia on the energy side.
And then I want to move now back to the essay competition. Who would be eligible to participate in the competition, and how do learners at the school-going level go about entering this competition?
Thank you very much. So we're targeting the grade 9s to grade 12. So it's I think the upper secondary school, and all of the 50,000 are eligible to participate in 120 schools we have established. And what we did, early on, is to get into a partnership with the Ministry of Basic Education. So they have been with us all along. We have communicated to them initially about our intention and what the purpose and outcome of the survey was all about. And so the way that the learners or at school get to know about it, formally, is through the communication from the Ministry of Education, through the directorate, the various directorates in the 14 regions, as well as we're now, because of the new era, we're also making use of technology, Twitter, social media. So we're very active as well on those platforms. And then, of course, platforms such as this.
Individually, from your various organizations, what would you like to see? What are the outcomes that you're hoping for as far as this competition is concerned? I'll start with you, sir.
It's very difficult to measure and pinpoint a very specific outcome, but I would like to see a broader discussion and awareness about energy supplies, energy independence, energy mix in Namibia. These are crucial issues for economic and social development of the country, and they need to be put high up on the national agenda.
From your side, sir?
Yeah, I think from my side is that it only makes sense that the new generation, the future generations, they also have a say as to how their resources is to be exploited. So an outcome is we'll be interested to see and evaluate what views the learners have. You'll be surprised. What views do they have? They might be imaginative views that they will be expressed in some of those write-ups. So I think that's really to me, and also to stimulate enthusiasm, within the learner community at that very young age.
What would you like to see, sir?
We would like to see that the future generation is aware and understands the importance of oil and gas industry for Namibia, and how it can play a major role in the energy sustainability for this country.
I want to get to the exciting parts of the competition. What can learners expect to win the prizes now that will be on offer?
No. Well, first of all, I think it's important to say that this is not a national competition in the sense that it will be one national winner. This is a national competition with 14 regional winners. And so there is a premium or a first prize for the winner in each of the regions. That's a cash prize of $3,000. And in addition, it's $4,000 to her or his school.
Okay.
And out of the 14, we will pick 3 that we think might be outstanding, and we'll give them a computer each.
Okay, that's actually wonderful. And then we've heard about Kudu, but I want to know about BW Kudu itself. Can you elaborate as a development partner in the Kudu Gas project?
Well, BW Kudu is part of a company which is registered on the Oslo, Norway Stock Exchange. I myself I'm a Norwegian. I've been here for 29 years. We are involved in oil production, oil exploration in a couple of other countries, in Gambia in Gabon and Brazil. And we are part of a much bigger international group called the BW Group. It's probably the biggest maritime group in the world. We have a company for these huge oil tankers, for gas tankers, for floating production, etc., etc.
Okay.
So BW Kudu is a small cousin in the overall family, but we play a very important role.
And then where can learners find more information about the competition itself?
So they are encouraged to visit a website, a dedicated website, www.kudusa.com. I think it is possible that probably it will also be shown on the on the screen. So they should be on the lookout for that. They should visit that regularly. There are a lot of exciting material. So we have also thought that it is wise to ease them into the industry and so on. So we've put a lot of information about the 3 companies, about the oil and gas industry in general. So there's videos that they can watch, there are write-ups that they can read up, and then but they're encouraged really to use that as background information. We are more interested in their imagination, in their original work.
And then any message for the learners that are going to be participating in the competition from all of you?
You understand?
I just want to tell the learners that who are potential participants that this is a good opportunity for them to learn more about the energy sectors, and also to have a chance to win a variable prize which will be beneficial for their studies, not just since they are already in grade 12, most of them. They are likely to be at university level, so the prize that we are offering will be very useful for their future studies. So they should take these opportunities and do their best to be the winner.
Well, I mean, from my side is, please participate and do your region or your school proud.
I would like to stress that this is also an exercise in independent thinking. don't take everything for granted that you read or see, but have a critical mind. This exercise should help you to stimulate your independent thinking. Be critical to what you read and see.
There you have it. For more information, www.kudusA.com. Thank you for tuning in. Good night.